Hello and welcome to Watch Companion. I am Jason and today we have a rare and unbelievable watch. The Platinum Cosmograph Daytona reference 116506 with an ice blue dial. In 2013 was the 50th anniversary of the Daytona. Rolex, to celebrate this, released a platinum version of probably their most sought-after model. Most people were expecting a new steel version in commemoration, but Rolex stunned all with this release. Why platinum though? I suppose most people don't really know about platinum, right? It's usually gold that causes salvation and envy. Gold is even more expensive per ounce than platinum. Although gold is at most usually 18 karat in jewelry, which is only 75% gold, and the rest is various metals, platinum is different. Platinum is actually a more lavish precious metal to use. Platinum is actually 95% pure platinum, and the other 5% is various metals, but specifically ruthenium, another metal which hardens platinum and provides vast wear resistance. It's often vastly understated in reviews, but the appeal for gold, unlike watches, is the heft that the watch possesses, the indulging sensation, rather than the vastly expensive elephant sitting on your wrist. The heft makes you enjoy the watch all much more. This density comes from understanding that platinum is a heavier element compared to gold. Platinum has a density of 21.45. As a comparison, the density of gold is 19.3. And just for fun, Rolex's Oyster Steel has a density of 7.95, so there really is a big difference between platinum and steel. But when you're comparing gold versus platinum, it's not as much. No one can deny the most striking element of this watch is the ice blue dial, which of course is exclusive to only Rolex Platinum watches. This is also juxtaposed with dark brown accents in the bezel and chronograph sub-dial registers. The case is 40 millimeters and the dial is protected with a sapphire scratch-resistant crystal. I'm sure many of you have heard about the famous Paul Newman Daytona, which broke records selling upwards of $5 million. Now of course, this was one of the most celebrated Rolex Daytona models around. When Rolex was considering a brown and not their usual black bezel, perhaps it was paying homage to the late actor Paul Newman for his famous blue eyes and brown hair. Who knows? Very quick history, this line of watches gets its name after the town Daytona, Florida. Yearly races have been held since 1959 and Rolex took notice of this. The Cosmograph Daytona allows drivers to measure elapsed time and read average speeds on its trademark tachymetric bezel. To use the tachymeter, the first step is to unscrew the pushers. You tap the top pusher when you start moving and once you hit the finish line. This could be 1 mile, 1 kilometer, anything you want. So let me give you an example. If we are using miles and we go to our finish line in 30 seconds, we went 1 mile per 30 seconds, and by looking at the bezel, it tells us we went 120 miles per an hour. Although this is more a complex function and probably won't be used, this can also be used as a very basic timer. There are 3 smaller circles. The bottom circle is not going to be used because it is the normal seconds that are elapsing. Now the large hand sweeping the dial is the seconds for the chronograph. The right circle is the minutes for the chronograph, and the left circle is hours elapsed for the chronograph. Understanding this, we are able to time anything we want for up to 12 hours. Once done with the timer, we tap the bottom pusher to reset the chronometer. It's important though not to reset the chronometer while it's ticking, so you should always stop it first by tapping the top pusher first. This setup should be accurate to 1/8 of a second. The bezel itself is a stunning chestnut brown made out of ceramic. Rolex calls this Cerachome. The details are platinum filled. Continuing, we have a traditional oyster-styled bracelet. The center links are polished and the sides are brushed. Of course, all platinum still. Leading to the clasp, we have a hatch lock with a Rolex's toolless Easy Link. This gives us the ability to increase or decrease the length of the bracelet by 5 millimeters. This is further customizable with micro adjustments that can be done with a spring bar tool. Looking at the crown and pushers, they are all screwable. This allows the watch to be water resistant up to 300 feet or 100 meters. I do want to point something special out to you. If you look under the Rolex logo, you will see 3 dots. The end dots are larger than the smaller dot. This signifies that this watch is platinum for this model. This also tells us that the watch has Rolex's Triplock seal, which just simply means that there are 3 water sealable zones. The caliber powering this watch is Rolex's in-house made 4130 movement. And this gives an excellent 72 hours power reserve. So if you want to make this your only watch, you definitely can, but you can also switch for the weekend and pick it up Monday morning still ticking. That is, if you can even take this beauty off your wrist for a weekend. This movement, of course, is highly precise with plus or minus 2 seconds a day, meeting Rolex's superlative chronometer standards, which also surpass COSC standards. From lug to lug, this watch measures 47.5 millimeters, and between the lugs, it measures 20 millimeters. The thickness is 12.2 millimeters. Precious metals are metals that are rare and have a high economic value throughout history as a store of value. The most popular precious metals with investors are gold, silver, and platinum. If you want to get your hands on this Daytona, it's going to be super difficult, as you can imagine from the availability of steel and gold Daytonas. Now, the price for this, I believe it's about $81,000 for the MSRP. Now, this is not my watch, of course, I'm just featuring this, but keep that in mind that platinum, of course, has a high price tag. Just for fun, let's see an action shot